Salud. How y'all doing, man? Welcome to the show. My name is Princess Rockwell, but my stage name, where a lot of you guys probably have migrated to, is from my social media. I go by Lady Psstol. That's my stage name. Lady Psstol, coming for your mental, like I tend to like to do. I just want to kind of get into why I chose the name Lady Psstol. I chose the name Lady Psstol, man. Honestly, I've had several names over my music career. I started writing music, man, when I was 4 years old. I wrote my first song when I was 4 years old. I got a toy saxophone from my parents when I was a little girl. And the first song I wrote was entitled Love Night. Now, at 4 years old, I don't know what the fuck I know about a love night, but I know I wanted to write about one. Now, I wish I had the recollection of what the actual lyrics was, but that's neither here nor there. But the first time I actually started out rapping, my first ever rap name was YPZ. YPZ, man. I wrote my first rap, man, when I was 12 years old. That's when the first time I got into the studio. And it wasn't even like, let me take it back. The first time I ever went into a studio was with my dad. Many of you probably don't know, but my dad is a well-known musician here in DFW. He's done some beautiful work outside and a part of multiple groups throughout the years. He's had appearances on Daystar and also at the Bass Hall, which is huge. He's had a lot of anointing on his career through groups like Faces and now with his group Marcus Rockwell Trio. So that was I probably got into the studio probably like 6-7 years old, but it wasn't until I was about 12 years old when I was with my big brother Kel. Shouts out to Kel, love you bro, real one. That I wrote my first rap, and I was 12 years old, and my name was YPZ. And what's so crazy is the first instrumental I ever wrote my music on was Rick Ross's "Push It to the Limit." You know what I'm saying? That was the first track I ever ate up in the yo. It was Rick Ross's "Push It to the Limit." And what's so thrilled is I heard it on the radio, like I say maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, and I called my bro as a little girl, well, like, yeah, a little kid, and I was like, say bro, he stole our song is on the radio. My brother, just being the G that he was like, nah, player, we got his instrumental. So that was my first time getting insight into the actual game of like, oh, there's more of it's the music business for a reason. But anyway, so I wrote my first song when I was 12 years old, man, in the yo. And the backstory behind that, it wasn't like I was like, yo. It was more so because I love my big brother. Me and my big brother are 8 years apart. That's my dude right there. And honestly, I just wanted to hang with the big kids because they were all like rapping and like in the studio. They had multiple groups, FBGs, AAA, all of that. They was doing their thug thizzle around DFW. And I just wanted, because as I was a little kid and I thought it was cool, I just wanted to be down and actually get in the yo and like record. But yeah, I wrote my first song when I was 12 as YPZ. I kept that rap name until I was about 16 with my big cousin Rick, whose name was In-House. Shouts out to Rick. I love you, brother. And I was probably, I think I was in my second semester of my senior year in high school when he put out his first project, One Cloud at a Time. I was 16 years old, and he let me get on 2 tracks. One was called Family Business, and the other one was called, I think it was like No Lie. I never claimed shit I never did. Got no reason to lie. Ain't no fucking kid. See my life through my eyes, you could never see it. Or be as real as this nigga, you could never be it. So I was eating shit up at 16 on content matters like that. I was still YPZ at that time, man. And that was the first time I actually got into the studio as an artist, and like an actual real studio, you know what I'm saying, with like session work. Shouts out to, it's not even far from where I stay at all. But Session Works was a dope ass studio. We had our first engineer, we had all of that, man. It was fucking dope as a 16-year-old kid, well, young woman. And so that was actually on that piff for the longest time. I actually went over there as 30-year-old P to try to find that content, man, to see if I could even go back and pull from it. And I don't know what that piff has done with their website. Guys, whatever you've done, please fix it. We need to be able to get those gems, man. So I could put that out as like some throwback shit, man. But that was my first time being in the actual being able to really put my thoughts. Well, I won't even lie. I always wrote poetry as a kid in class. I would always finish my work. I was one of those STEM kids. I was one of those magnet kids. And I'm not even bragging or boasting. It's just real shit. I was trying to go to college, man. I was trying to go to college. So I was always writing and creating, and also hooped. That was my first love, but that's for another segment. But yeah, man. So that was my first time in the at 16, being able to put my pen to pad and actually really like allow myself to be fully in my artistry. So yeah, that was about 16. And then I wrote a lot of creative nonfiction and fiction when I was in school as an undergrad. So that's where I really honed my skills. Read a lot of literature, and that was where I was able to really like put it all together, really find my voice, really find my flow. It was in those creative writing courses. I actually have an associate's in creative writing. I have an AA, and it was when I went off to UNT, when I did a lot of I went off to school in Denton, that I really was able to look at the world and see what the experience is for someone like myself, a Black queer woman. How a lot of the systematic structures are. It illuminated a lot of things for me in that time. And the thing that the thing that helped me find solitude in those times was my pen, because I was 20, 21 during that time. Still, I'm a grown woman, but I'm still a very sheltered kid. But I'm finally out on my own. I had my own space. I had my own place. It was my first time being alone by myself. And really, during those years when I really found myself. And that's where I really began to really be like, you know what? This music shit, I really want to take serious. But it wasn't necessarily because I wanted to make the money. For me, it's never been about making the money. For me, writing and creating music was therapy sessions, because I was a very shy kid. I was very introverted. Even though I hooped and I was cool with everybody, I didn't really talk a lot. Honestly, one of my teachers will attest to that. It wasn't until my second semester in high school, my senior year, that I actually kind of came out of my shell a little bit. But that's a whole nother that's more unpacking to do later on in another talk. But it was genuinely being alone in that apartment, seeing the systematic structures, seeing how institutionalized that the world is, scholastically, business-wise, all of it, especially for POCs, people of color. It was being in there and going through that and enduring all of the systematic oppression and racism that I really realized I need an outlet, man, because shit, dude, life was lifing, man. Life was lifing. So that's when I really began to write my music and allow it to really flow and let it, really be what it is. It was stepping stones. And it was really driving home from Denton one time to, hang out with the fam bam. And my brother, his wife at the time, Jay, he had a studio over here, and at this house at the time. And she hadn't heard me rap. And like when she did, she was like, man, you just silent but deadly. You like a pistol, bro. You like a pistol, bro. And like at the time, I was before then I was still like 19. I was like 18, 19, and I made I don't even know where this name came from. So my second rap name was Arizona C9. Arizona, I don't know where the fuck that came from. I have no idea. I was finding myself. C9 though was Cloud9 Entertainment. That was my big cousin's Rick, his label. And so Psstol was under Mayhem, which is me and my brother's record label. May All Your Hustles Equal Money, LLC, TM, all of that. Business owners, black-owned businesses, support black-owned businesses. But she said that shit. She was like, man, you silent but deadly. You like a pistol. I was like, damn, I like that shit. I like that shit. But I didn't want to, I knew, I knew for marketing purposes, because I was in my undergrad degree, that it wouldn't be as marketable, because but that's a whole nother psychological thing. That, man, like, the world is fucking crazy. If I told you the real story of why there's so much fear of the gun, man, y'all be like, what? Like, yeah. But the real ones, the illuminated ones, they already know. So they're like, But anyway, I like pistol, but I didn't want to spell it Pistol. I was like, nah, it's too harsh. It doesn't cross over. I couldn't cross over with, she's violent. So I changed the name to, the spelling more so, to Psstol. Because I'm always trying to tell you something. It's not that it's not that I'm talking fast. You just listening slow. You know what I mean? That's facts. So I love that. So that's why I changed the spelling. That is why the spelling is the way that it is. Because it was like, man, like, literally, as a light, I believe a certain level of consciousness everyone should come into. And I'm just part of that select people who are like, oh my God, what is happening? I'm one of them. I'm one of them ones. I'm really one of them ones, man. So that's why it's Psstol. That's why it's Lady Pistol, coming for your mental, like I tend to like to do. Because before I talk about anything, I want you to have to tune in. Here is your ear, but here as well, and learn something. Because of all of the indoctrination I was taking in and all of those things. So that's where Lady Pistol came from. But it was through an actual health scare in December of 2016. Yeah, December of 2016. A mental health scare that put me out for quite some time. When I tell you I was down for a minute, like for some time. That helped me more so even more so come into the name I had picked, because now I had another take on it. Now I had another asterisk, so to say, by my name. Wow. So for me, during that time, after I got myself in order, thanks to my unit, my immediate family, because my external family, they had no fucking idea. But because I come from a very strong immediate family, my mom's, my pops, my sister, my big bro, we are very tight-knit. And it was them who allowed and helped me and aided me in healing. They took good care of me, man, when I needed to, when I was going through that at that time. Shouts out to my mom. Shouts out to my dad for being a safe haven yet again for me when I was going through such a trying time, a trial, a tribulation, another scar. So it's through that and actually coming back to self that I really began to write my music, man. And I think I was 22, 23, and I still, after I was out probably like solid 4 or 5 months, from December of 2015 to about April of 2016. When I tell y'all I was fucked up, man, I was fucked up. It was all of the indoctrination I was taking in, on along with other things, but I literally went through some shit, and I was not well. But I'm well now. But it was through that, and finally going back to finish up my undergrad degree, that I began seriously taking music. Seriously making music and putting it out. I moved back in with my parents, and my old bedroom over there in my parents' space. And I saved up enough money to buy my first Mac. It was an old ass Mac, man. You know what I'm saying? I am a techie person. I'm very techie. I love tech shit. And I bought like an old computer. I think it was like $400, and like I had to save up to actually get that boy. But I was like, my brother blessed my game with the microphone. It's the microphone that I still record on to this day. But I saved up money to buy that Mac. And this was like it was during that time I graduated 2017. It was like a 2008, 2009 Mac. So it took like, for a fucking 8 to 10 minute video, bro, it took all night to render and export. Like, I filmed some shit, or I would record some shit, and like I'd be up at all times of night, and like I export or push render and like all of that for video content or music content. And I go to bed, and like the next morning it still would be fucking rendering. It would still be exporting. So I like would have to go off and do shit. Excuse me. I would have to go off and do shit and come back and be like, oh, fucking finally one video or one song. But that's where I really honed my skills, man, back in my people's house. And from there, man, I just continued to write. I wrote a lot of music during that time. I say a lot of music, I mean a lot of music. In my catalog from 2016, it started in 2016, like about August of 2016, August of 2016 to about 2021, 2022, I wrote over a solid 200 or 250 songs. Like, and that's just from that time. Of course, I've upgraded my equipment. I bought more stuff, and I have recorded, who knows? I don't know how much music I have. It's ridiculous. I currently have over 14 albums. I think I'm on album 9 on my SoundCloud. So if you guys haven't went to my SoundCloud and checked out my SoundCloud, you should definitely go check out my fucking SoundCloud. A lot of music on my SoundCloud. So yeah, like literally I probably have, and that's like a whole artist over a career span of like 20, 30 years. Like, my catalog is as long as somebody like Usher's. Like, facts. At least what they've put out. I don't know how much music Usher like has recorded and he hasn't put out. But like, you know how they is like Prince. He has a shit ton of just like, literally. I have so much fucking music, y'all. That during that time in my life, all I did was go work my 9 to 5 and record. I was highly inspired. I was in my heart space. Fuck that. I was in my heart space. So during that time, I wrote, like, I swear it's like 200 to 250 songs. No cap. Wow. Yeah. It's the truth. But, yeah, man. So from there, like, honestly, it's all been in divine order to get me up into this point. Now that I've put out 9 albums, but a lot of that music, I still have the session. I have all of that shit. It's just going back and like me as a engineer going through and mixing. There's a lot. So, a lot of the music on my SoundCloud is from old. That's an old shit. That's like old shit. Old P, old feelings, old emotions. Yeah, man. So during that space, I wrote a lot of music, and that's why I have 9 albums, man, on my SoundCloud. But so honestly, guys, what I'm getting at is the evolution of Princess, or the evolution of Psstol. Because Princess is Princess. Even on my first album, Dawn of a New Day, which was released on my 26th birthday, I wrote that album, and if you take the time to listen to it, I still wasn't completely confident or secure in my sexuality. If you listen to that music, you can notice that I never say he or her. It's very gender neutral. I never say any of those things. So you can just kind of listen and kind of make speculation. But during that time, I was still finding who P was. And that was at 26, you know. But now I don't give a fuck. Princess is no longer more so scared to speak her truth. I allow Psstol to actually be Psstol. Psstol says what the fuck she feels, how the fuck she feels, when the fuck she feels. She doesn't care. That's like my Sasha Fierce for Beyonce. Shouts out to a fellow dope ass Virgo. But yeah, man, Psstol has been through many evolutions over the years, from age 4, from age 12, from age 16, from age 21, from 26, to now 30. It's like the evolution of P is, man, and like I still know that at 30 years old and having over 14 albums is wild. Like that shit's great. That shit great. I'm 30 years old and I have over 14 albums from old shit. Like that's wild, man. Like I got some shit for your ass, bro. But that was during that time. I was in a different space. I was in a certain mental space. I was in a certain head space, and I don't want to dwell there anymore. You know, I don't, man. Like, I'm 30 now. It's 2024, man, and I don't want to write from the same pain, the same uncertainty, the same longing, the same trauma. You know, I'm looking to the future, man. So honestly, I'm excited to see what me and the creator, the ultimate creator God, has for me to write about. And yeah, man, this is really just the evolution of P, the evolution of Princess, the evolution of Psstol. This is how Psstol, or more so how Princess, shy kid from Fort Worth, Texas, didn't really say nothing in class, knowing the answers and shit, but was too afraid to say. I was one of them. I was that shy, guys. I was too shy to raise my fucking hand, and I knew the answer. Wow, man. But from little P, shy ass P, timid ass P, to Psstol, who's just like, man, hey, I'm me, man. I'm me, man. But yeah, man, it's just the evolution of P, man. I hope y'all got something out this video. I hope it gave you some insight into me, my music journey, how I am myself, how I got to this point. And it's just more to be shown in the very new future. I hope God allows me a long life, a healthy life, and allows me to continue to create, man, because that high you get, natural high, that natural high you get off of just being an artist and a creative, whatever your medium is, there's nothing like it. And especially when it comes from a place of authenticity. I've never had a ghostwriter. I've never had anybody write my shit. Like, I wrote all of my music. everything you've ever heard thus far, I wrote it. I don't need a team of writers, my nigga. I am my writer. Well, God is my, well, you know. I get it from source. But yeah, man. That's the end of this video. It's very informal. I don't have I don't have a closeout for this. So yeah, man, this video is basically the evolution of P. So y'all stay blessed, man. God bless y'all. Hope y'all have a beautiful night, a beautiful day, wherever you're watching this. And yeah, salute. Peace.